6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Kanuz Ashraf. First, the headlines. The Senate today unanimously passed a resolution expressing solidarity with Kashmiri people and their just struggle for the right to self-determination. Kashmiris on both sides of the line of control and across the world observed Indian Republic Day today as Black Day. Indonesian President will address joint session of Parliament in Islamabad this evening. Addressing a news conference in Davos, Health Minister says Global Alliance for Vaccine and Immunization has presented Pakistan as a model country. China has expressed ambitions to extend Belt and Road Initiative to the Arctic. Pakistan and India will meet in semi-final of ICC Under 19 World Cup in Christchurch on Tuesday. And now the news in detail. The Senate unanimously passed a resolution today expressing solidarity with the Kashmiri people and their just struggle for the right to self-determination. The resolution, moved by Nasreen Jalil, strongly denounced the Indian atrocities in the occupied valley and urged the international community and the United Nations to take notice of these brutalities and basic human rights violations. Kashmiris on both sides of the line of control and across the world observed Indian Republic Day today as Black Day to convey the world that India has usurped the right to self-determination of the Kashmiri people for the past over 7 decades. The day was marked with complete shutdown in occupied Kashmir and anti-India rallies and demonstrations in world capitals. Call for the observance of the Black Day and shutdown has been given by the joint resistance leadership comprising Sayyid Ali Gilani, Mirwais Umar Farooq and Muhammad Yasin Malik. Leaders of all parties Hurriyat Conference, Jammu and Kashmir lodged a strong protest in Islamabad today to mark Indian Republic Day as Black Day. They termed India's continued denial of Kashmiri's right to self-determination as contrary to its claim of being a democratic republic. Indonesian President Joko Widodo was warmly received on his arrival in Islamabad on a 2-day visit to Pakistan. President Mamnoon Hussain and the First Lady greeted the distinguished guest at Noor Khan Air Base at Chaklala. President Joko Widodo will address joint session of Parliament, which has specially been convened this evening for the purpose. Commerce Minister Pervez Malik has expressed the confidence that zero-rated market access by Indonesia on 20 priority items of Pakistan's export will help bring a semblance of balance in bilateral trade. He was speaking at Pakistan-Indonesian Business Forum in Islamabad today. The minister said under preferential trade agreement, bilateral trade growth had been one-sided, which threatened the original plan to graduate to a comprehensive FTA between the two countries. He thanked Indonesia for responding to Pakistan's suggestion positively to make FTA mutually beneficial. The Commerce Minister said the country's economy has witnessed significant growth with record increase in large-scale manufacturing and improved business environment. Health Minister Saira Afzal Tarar says unprecedented health reforms and initiatives have been introduced during the last 4.5 years. She was addressing a news conference on the sidelines of World Economic Forum in Davos. The minister said Global Alliance for Vaccine and Immunization has presented Pakistan as a model country for undertaking sweeping reforms to improve the efficiency and coverage of immunization program. She said Pakistan's support from Global Fund and Gavi are products of World Economic Forum. She said Pakistan's efforts to eradicate polio have been acknowledged by highest monitoring bodies like Independent Monitoring Board and Technical Advisory Group. Minister for Power Division Sardar Awais Ahmed Khan Lagari says Renewable Energy Institute will be established to conduct research in the existing potential and purpose policy matters on alternative energy. He was talking to a delegation of World Bank and International Finance Corporation co-headed by World Bank Vice President for South Asia Anity Dixon and IFC Vice President for the region Siniza in Islamabad today. The minister invited the World Bank and IFC to extend assistance in the establishment of Renewable Energy Institute. Mobile registration vans have been inducted in Nadra to facilitate the people hailing from far-flung areas to get national identity card. Addressing inaugural ceremony in Islamabad today, Interior Minister S. N. Iqbal said Nadra has been directed to make special measures to cater to the women population of the country to ensure their participation in the upcoming elections. He said significant improvement has been witnessed in the law and order situation in the country. Consistency of policies needs to be maintained to achieve the goals of development and prosperity. This is Radio Pakistan. National Security Advisor Nasir Khan Janjua has expressed commitment of Pakistan to expand cooperation with Nigeria in all fields. He was talking to High Commissioner of Nigeria, Major Ashima Alipu Oliani, in Islamabad today. They discussed ways and means to enhance bilateral relations and matters pertaining to defense cooperation and stability in South Asia and Africa. The High Commissioner expressed keen desire to boost bilateral relations with Pakistan through mutual cooperation in multiple areas, including defense, counterterrorism, trade, and social sector development. Pakistan Navy ship PNS Nasser has arrived in Kenya and PNS Khyber in Tanzania. Ships of the host countries warmly received them on arrival at local ports. Kenyan and Tanzanian authorities lauded the role being played by Pakistan Navy for regional peace and stability. Officers and staff of Pakistani ships also distributed gifts and medicines among welfare institutions of the host countries. Diplomats and defense personnel of different countries visited these ships. China has expressed its ambition to extend Belt and Road Initiative to the Arctic by developing shipping lanes opened up by global warming. Releasing its first official Arctic policy white paper today, Beijing said it would encourage enterprises to build infrastructure and conduct commercial trial voyages, paving the way for Arctic shipping routes that would form a polar Silk Road. Russia has denied re-exporting North Korean coal by saying that it abides by the norms of international law. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov, talking to reporters at a conference in Moscow, said that Russia is a responsible member of the international community. Earlier, it was reported that North Korea had shipped coal to Russia last year, which was then delivered to South Korea and Japan in a likely violation of UN sanctions. Saudi Arabia has reaffirmed that any recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel or the transfer of any country's embassy to it is null and void. This was stated by Saudi Arabia's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Abdullah Yahya, during open debate on the situation in the Middle East, including the Palestinian question. In South Korea, at least 37 people were killed while 130 others severely injured when a fire erupted in a hospital in Seoul today. It was the country's second major blaze in the month, and officials admitted there was no sprinkler system installed at the hospital. In Ukraine, 4 people have been killed in a helicopter crash near the city of Kremchuk. The Interior Ministry said today that the Mi-8 helicopter on a training mission crashed after hitting a cable supporting a TV tower today. Cricket. In ICC Under 19 World Cup at Queenstown, India has qualified for semi-final, beating Bangladesh by 131 runs in quarter-final. Pakistan and India will meet in semi-final in Christchurch on Tuesday. Indonesian President Joko Widodo has arrived at the Parliament House in Islamabad to address the joint session of the Parliament. He was received there, among others, by Prime Minister Shahid Haqqan Abbasi, Chairman Senate Mia Raza Rabbani, and Speaker of the National Assembly Sardar Ayaz Sadiq. The distinguished guest offered Fatiha Democracy Memorial within the premises of the Parliament House. He also laid a floral wreath there. And finally, the weather report. Weather remained cold and dry in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. Dense foggy conditions will prevail in plain areas of Punjab and Sakha divisions. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analysis, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live video streaming on our bulletin on the link facebook.com Radio Pakistan News Official.